What's up, brother? How are you? Good to see you, my friend.
Good to see you.
Hey, what have your people done? Your AI people with this fucking ChatGPT shit. This scares the fuck out of me. It's your people.
What do you mean?
Your AI people. One of his statements was that if they can't pull it off, like democracy might be doomed.
The dark one for me, it's really difficult to know what to do with shadow banning. That seems like deeply wrong.
It seems creepy.
It's real. I mean,
what do you got there? You gonna read something?
A poem. I'll read you, motherfucker.
I knew it. I'm like, we're gonna wrap this up soon, and this motherfucker's gonna bust out a poem.
Of course I am.
Yeah, the shadow banning. You know what's really fucked is that they lied. That's what's really fucked. It's not just they were shadow banning; it's that they commented on it and they lied. Well, said it wasn't happening.
I mean, that's. I mean, if you were shadow banning, would you tell the truth about it?
Yeah, but
I think the right thing is to not shadow ban.
Yeah, the right thing is to not shadow ban, but the fact that they just openly lied about it, like that's one of the fast.
It's one thing if you violate a policy and you are blocked and removed from the platform for doing something wrong against their policies. And that you have the option to either fight that or know why you are being blocked. But in the case of shadow banning, you just are not aware of being partially blocked. And you do not have a chance to defend yourself or even know why.
I wonder.
Yeah.
I wonder, I mean, where does it go if there is complete control of a narrative and then it becomes untangleable? Right? Like if there's complete control of a narrative and information, and it's actually controlled by the central power. It's controlled by the government. It's controlled by whoever's in office, by the intelligence agencies, which never leave office. If that becomes how all of our information gets out to us, that is you would hope that they would do a great job in being fair and balanced and telling us the truth about everything and just keeping us from bad information. But if you go over the history of not just this country, but of every country, there's been times where they've done things that are contrary to the interest, and they've done it, measurably. You could see it. You get freedom of information files on all kinds of things that the government's done that people are very, very unhappy with. If they can control a narrative, and that's fucking dangerous. And him being in control of Twitter, as much as the cucks freak out, at the end of the day, like at least you have one pathway for.
I've been revisiting some classic books recently, just doing a reading list, and one of them that captures this extremely well that I recommend, that I think most people read in like middle school or something, but it's actually very relevant, is Brave New World. So a lot of people, including Jordan Peterson, worry about 1984, sort of a dystopia that represents a totalitarian state. But Brave New World has there's no centralized government that's like dogmatically controlling everything, surveilling everything.
What Bill Gates has spent to prop up certain media organizations, like the amount of donations that he's given to media organizations, and people thought like that might have been connected to favorable coverage of him. Whether or not that's true, you could see how someone would do that. If someone's worth billions and billions of dollars, let's just not even say him, let's make up a fictional person that's worth billions of dollars. One way to curry favor with a bunch of people that are writing stories about you is to donate money to their organizations, exorbitant amounts of money. The only reason why they're attacking him was because A, he was connected to the pandemic when it came to his support of vaccinations, and then B,
but so was everybody.
But B, he had a formidable investment in BioNTech. Also, the Fauci's a leading voice on vaccines and immunology in the United States.
He is.
And widely considered an expert on the subject.
Yes.
It would be important to approach any criticisms of his views or recommendations on vaccines with caution and to be well informed on the current scientific understanding of vaccines before making any claims.
No,
that's true.
I
but
think
it also,
all of that
he
is
has come under fire
that
for
should be stated.
gain-of-function research.
He's going to hate Joe.
Yeah, but dude, that's not optimal health. Someone should talk to him about what he's eating.
There's also optimal mental health and intellectual diversity and growing as a person.
Did you see that lady on 60 Minutes? They interviewed her. She's some new woman who works in the White House. And they asked her about obesity. She said the number one cause of obesity is genetics. And it doesn't matter what you do. Like you could you could be a person who has a perfect diet and exercises and sleeps right, and you're still obese.
Mm-hmm.
And the health experts went fucking nuts. Like, that's not what the data shows. The data shows that most people who are obese have obese parents, and they come from an obese family, but they're all doing the wrong thing. There's not like a person in that family that's eating grass-fed steak and running marathons and lifting weights and getting up at 6 in the morning and getting in a cold plunge and doing all these different things, but it's still fat as fuck.
Yeah.
And they're watching their calories in and calories out, and they're burning 1,000 calories a day in exercise, and they're still fat as fuck. That's not real. Like, to say that and to say it on 60 Minutes, there's this weird thing going on where people want to say it's not your fault, and it isn't your fault. I mean, if you believe in determinism, if you believe in the impact of the people around you and the environment that you're in, which is most certainly real, the impact of your parents, the impact of modeling, you're modeling after other people's bad decision making, that's all real. That's 100% real. But to say that all obesity is just genetic is bonkers. And to preserve democracy, Lex.
Right. And I mean, that's something I think about even with pharma companies, right? The culture in general, the vision of Pfizer and so on is to create medicine that helps a large number of people.
Boner pills.
Boner pills, primarily, yes.
Yeah. What's your, what do you got there?
That's a poem.
Let's wrap this up.
See, I feel
This
like
is a lot of fun,
I was
man.
trying to get close to the truth when I mentioned Pfizer. And
I
Joe's
think
like,
you
let's
got
wrap
close
this
to the
up.
truth.
No, I'm just kidding.
You want to go more?
No, I don't want to
Keep talking about Pfizer if you like.